Section 5.4, Returning a value from a method. When a method returns a value, it passes back data to the statement that called it. Here's a method called sum, and we can see in the method definition that the return type is an int. We know that methods either return a value and the return type like int is specified, or they're void, and so instead of int here we would see void for a void method. Value returning methods return a value that corresponds to the data type in the method header right before the method name, so that would be int here. In the documentation, the @return tag appears after the general description and can span several lines. Here it's just on one line. And that's going to just describe what the return value is. So here we can see the return value is going to be the sum of the two integer values. So there's a little description of the return value, returns the sum of the two integer values. Once the return statement runs, if there is one, because remember in a void method there is no need for a return statement, but once the return statement runs, if there is one, the method ends and program controls pass back to the place where the method was called. So really, if a method reaches a return statement, that's going to be the last thing to run in a method. Usually you see the return statement as the last line in a method definition, but no matter where it is, even if it's in the middle of a method or the beginning of a method, the return statement, once it runs, it's the last statement to run. So that it will just end the method and nothing after that return statement will run once a method gets to that return statement. Okay, so let's take a look at a program with a value returning method. Over here we have a class called value return. And we can see in the main method there are three variables, total, value 1, and value 2 being declared. And value 1 and value 2 are being initialized to 20 and 40 respectively. That total variable is going to store the sum of value 1 and value 2, meaning it's going to store the result once the sum method is called on value 1 and value 2. And then we'll print out the sum of value 1 and value 2 is total. Let's take a look now at the sum method. We can see the documentation with the description in line 25, the parameter descriptions and their names, or the param tag, their names and the descriptions in line 26 and 27, and then the return tag and the description in line 28. And if we take a look at the sum method definition, we can see that it is declared as public and static. It has a return type of int, like we said. The parameter list is two ints, num1 and num2. The method name is sum. And we can see that the body of this method declares a variable called result, assigns num1 plus num2 to that variable result, and then returns that variable result. And so what do you think the output will be of this program? Let's go ahead and run it and take a look. So we can see that after running the program, the output is the sum of 20 and 40 is 60. So we're seeing the return value of that method was 60.